Good day everybody, welcome into Spirit of Life Alchemy. Today is the 30th of August 2023 and this is your full moon in Pisces reading. Some of you will be experiencing it today on the 30th of August, and for the rest of us it will be tomorrow on the 31st of August, all depending on what time zone you're in. So I thought I'd pop on and do a full moon reading for you. It is a super moon. It's the third of 4 super moons, and this one is the biggest, the closest to the earth, and it's also a blue moon, being the second full moon in the month of August. So let's do some cards, pull some cards and see what the energies are for this full moon in Pisces. It is conjunct Saturn, so there's a sense of releasing and purging, reality checks. Are you walking your talk as far as bringing your spirituality down into your everyday life? So let's see what the cards have to say. So what do we need to know for the full moon in Pisces happening the 30th and 31st of August 2023? Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate these energies, the full moon energies, for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? Okay, so at the bottom we have birth in a new age, birth in new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Okay, so that's come up quite a lot when I've been using this deck just recently. It does feel like sort of we're on the threshold of new energies. Okay. We've got the Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Well, that's all part of the birth in the new earth paradigm as well. So, and then Council of Light. Oh, you couldn't get much more sort of spiritual than that for the Pisces full moon. Okay. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. So yeah, very much there are guiding us in this process down here on the difficult planet. So yeah, might be a day for tuning into those entities in the subtle realms that are guiding us and supporting us and helping us, taking time out and just seeing sort of what they want you to know at this time. Let's do some tarot. So as usual for these types of reading, we've got the El Goliath shadow deck. So what do we need to know for this full moon in Pisces happening the 30th and 31st of August 2023? Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate the full moon in Pisces energies for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? Sorry, a little yawn there. Okay, let's see, what do we need to know? Okay, so where we find ourselves, the Two of Pentacles, the juggling snake. Going into the past, we've got the Nine of Cups, the contented pelican. Beneath us, oh, I've got 2 cards there. Beneath us, we've got the Four of Cups, the wandering mind, and above us we've got the Empress, the alchemical mother. going into the energies. We've got the Eight of Wands, the Meteor Shower. Clarifiers, we've got the Magician, the Alchemical Master. We've got the Hierophant, the Master of Keys. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Aztec, something warrior. I can't read it because I haven't got my glasses on. Give me a moment. The Aztec Hawk Warrior. Okay, what's going on in the subconscious? We've got the King of Swords, the Father of the Night. We have the Hermit, the Inner Master, and we have the Four of Wands, the Beaming Vessel. Okay, let's just pop those down there. Right. Cards feel bigger than usual. I think my hands might have shrunk. Okay, so where we find ourselves today. So we've got all the spiritual help coming in. Thank you. And one of the things about the full moon today being conjunct to Saturn, we often think of Saturn as burdensome and obstacles and limitations and restrictions and being responsible. I was listening to Molly McCord, watching her full moon in Pisces YouTube recording, and she was saying, why don't you turn it around and make a request for earth angels to come into your life and help. So, you know, calling in the spiritual, calling in those earth angels, help us, support us, guide us. So that's a way to be looking at this full moon. Right, so where we are, we've got the Two of Pentacles. We could be umming and ahhing, backwards and forwards, undecided about sort of where we want to go, what we want to be doing. Okay, and a bit backwards and forwards in the energy. Maybe decisions to be made. Okay, about where to go forward, what direction to go towards. And again, that's where you call in your earth angels, your spirit guides, all sorts, just to to help, to call in the help and advice. Okay, what's moving into the past? We've got the Nine of Cups here, the contented pelican with a beak full of fish. So the Nine of Cups is the emotional wish card. Okay, so maybe, you know, wishes have been made, intentions have been set, and we're wondering how things are going to be manifested. Maybe things, at the full moon, it's often about purging and letting go of stuff that's blocking the energy of the previous new moon. And we're in a reverse cycle at the moment with having the full moon energies and then going across the axis to the new moon energies. So emotional stuff coming up about issues on that axis. Still about, you know, what's blocking, where are we limiting ourselves. Still that energy, but when sort of it's in reverse and we have the full moon energies first and then the new moon energies, which will continue through to the next summer when we have two full moons in Capricorn, and then it rights itself again. What it means is we do the emotional stuff first, okay, and then by the time we get to the new moon, we can set intentions, having cleared the emotional stuff. So yeah, intentions that were set at the new moon in Leo. What are we working out? What's come up for us that needs resolving by the new moon in Virgo? Okay, so and then that could be very much associated with Mercury in retrograde, that reviewing and reflecting, because Mercury stations direct on the same day as the new moon in Virgo. Okay, and there's just so many. I think have we got seven retrograde planets at the moment, and then as Venus turns direct on the 4th, the same day, she's replaced by Jupiter, and so we'll have Mercury, we'll have Jupiter, Saturn, Chiron, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto all stationing. Sorry, all going retrograde. So we're in the midst of a very inward-looking internal processes time, and that continues through to about sort of the beginning of October, when planets start to station direct, and then by the end of January next year, all planets will be direct again, and we'll make progress, we'll go forward, but we're being asked to reflect and review sort of how we did in the first few months of 2023, when all the planets were going forward, between mid-January and the end of April. Okay, what progress did you make? How, and then since then, sort of one by one, planets have turned retrograde, and now we've got the vast majority of the planets retrograding. So it's really internal energy. Okay, so we've got all that said. Go back to the Nine of Cups, going into the past. So we're being asked to pause. There may be a crescendo of energies where we're seeing those limitations. The light of the sun is illuminating those emotional blockages, those old narratives, old mindsets, old beliefs that possibly could be keeping us limited from achieving the intentions that we set with the Leo new moon. It was all about like creativity and passionate power, and doing what you love out in the world and things like that. Now we'll be asked to sort of look at what blocks that. Are we trying to create on our own, or are we in co-creation with source energy and allowing ourselves to be guided by source energy and manifesting that in the physical world? Okay, what's below us is the foundation, is the Four of Cups here, the wandering mind. So we may be unfocused, undisciplined, a bit all over the place, trying to race ahead, not knowing what direction we're really going in. And very much the message is, at this time, is about slowing down. It's about pausing. It's about taking some time out to look at spiritual practices and things like that. Are you walking your talk? Do you have a daily spiritual practice, daily devotion, setting time aside to make that connection to source, to be in meditation, to slow down and just pause and ask questions? What's my next step? What should I be doing? I've got this issue. What might be a good solution? What might be the best solution for all involved? Okay, help us come make those decisions. Okay, so with the Four of Cups here, we're very much trapped in the mundane. Okay, we're trapped in the mundane, and we can't see the cosmic hand coming through the clouds with the Fourth Cup, the divine gift of love and intuition. We could be exhausted. That's me. I'm definitely struggling with doing things because of exhaustion at the moment, and it's very easy to just get caught up in that. But again, that coming back to pausing, taking time to fill your own cup up first. It's being offered to you by source. Just stop. There's nowhere to go at the moment. And even if there was, you haven't got the energy to do it, okay? Or, the way's not revealed itself, and you're in you're holding back because you're not really sure of which way to go. Okay, so there's a lot of that sort of energy about, unsurprisingly, with all those retrogrades. So we stop, we pause, and we get into those, we go inwards with the energy. If it's about physical symptoms such as such as fatigue, or illness or things like that that's holding you up, then we go in and we speak to the body, and we ask the body, why, what purpose does this illness or this disease or this condition serve? Because it always serves a purpose. I do believe I do believe that a lot of my fatigue is about slowing me down until it's the right time for me to be able to charge forward. Divine timing. I've been, over 30 years of magical work and spirituality and things like that. And yeah, the way my brain works, I think I have a sense of just being held back by the universe. You can't go yet. It's not time. It's not time. And so just, work, do the practices, the spiritual practices, the grounding and things like that, that will serve you as the changes happen and the new age unfolds, and you'll be ready for what you're here to do. That's the way that's the sense I have about my fatigue, on a deep sense of knowing. And yeah, there's not even so much about my fatigue, but there's pieces of my puzzle that I've not been given yet. Okay, and I sense that sort of when those pieces are revealed to me, they're put in place, it will transform my energy, and I'll be ready to go, because I have prepared myself for the tasks ahead. So I'm going to be working on this even further with the full moon in Pisces. I'm actually set aside today and tomorrow, the 30th and the 31st, because in the UK it hits, it's exact at 2:35 in the morning. So it's like the 30th is the day going in, and the 31st is the day coming out. So yeah, I'm not doing any work until the 1st of September. This is my time, my spiritual practice, meditating, in conversation with my guides, with Source, with my ancestors, with everybody that wants to show up. And I'm in that space already. I've had my ritual bath and things like that. I'm already in the energy of the full moon. And I thought I'd get all that done before I came in to do this reading for us all. So yeah, there is pausing. There's a sense of things we're not seeing yet. I do believe that as the planets start going direct, then, especially Venus and Mercury, I'm not expecting sort of the knowing that I need to come through until those two events. So the 4th of September, and then the 15th of September. And then as we're coming out of going through the direct shadow period, I have a sense that by October, things will be clearer, and I'll have a sense of vision. I just want to see, I think it's Pluto that turns direct first, of the outer planets and things. Yeah, Pluto turns direct sort of 1 week into October, and then Saturn at the beginning of November turns direct, and then Neptune turns direct the first week of December, and then Chiron turns direct Christmas time. So I haven't got my glasses on, so I'm just looking at where the yellow lines stop and making a guess on the dates. And then the 29th of December, Jupiter turns direct. And so we enter in, we're entering into 2024 with Uranus retrograding until the 26th of January, and also with Mercury doing its next retrograde in Capricorn. So that feels like a time where we're looking at grounding our personal mind and higher mind, cosmic mind energies, that we may be channeling and downloading, and because they're both in earth signs as well, Mercury will be retrograding in Capricorn, and Uranus Capricorn in retrograding in Taurus. It will be about sort of that opening, channeling, downloads, and how we earth it into the 3D as we go forward into 2024. And we could be channeling from the Council of Light, from the Pleiades. So, that cosmic downloads and things is a big possibility. So between now and then, it's about a lot of it is about the internal work. Okay. So we look at the planets and what energies they have. So Jupiter, expansion. Okay. How do we expand and manifest in our lives, and internally processing that? Saturn, what obstacles and limitations, how do we trip ourselves up, limit ourselves? Are we bringing the spiritual down into our everyday life? Okay, etc, etc, etc. So Chiron, wound healing. What wounds do we have that need healing? What's the next layer of that? Okay, so these are the things to be thinking about over the next few months and working on in your daily spiritual practice and daily devotions that you're going to set off after this reading if you don't already have them. Okay, and we're going to get spiritual source nourishment. We're going to fill our cup up. Okay, from God, the divine masculine, and also from Gaia, the divine feminine, because we always root down and connect in to Gaia, to the divine feminine. Okay, and we work with the divine feminine, divine energies, and connect those as we connect to ourselves. Okay, and then whatever else you do. So filling our cup up, filling ourselves up is really important at this time. We're birthing a new age. It takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of resilience, it takes a lot of resources on our part. So you're being offered an opportunity with all these retrogrades to do that, to go inwards and fill your cup up. Okay, so moving on, message from Spirit. We've got the Empress, okay, the Divine Mother. And again, this is the nurturing, nourishing, supporting, loving energy, being mothered. Okay, we're not alone here doing it. Connecting into the divine feminine. Okay, being happy in the void, not knowing, being just open to receiving. Okay, right now, we don't have to rush out and do anything. because we don't know which way to go. Okay. So there's no point in being in that divine masculine energy. We sit in the void and we go inwards. And that is, as I go further around the reading, there's other parts of the reading that support that as well. So yeah, that's where the magic happens. That's where everything transforms internally in the void. Okay, and so we need the Empress, we need the divine feminine to get us in contact with our creativity, with our source energy. That then, as the energies move and change on, move on and change. Mercury, all the planets are retrograde, not just Mercury retrograde. So, but you know what I mean. You know, we're being invited into this slowdown and this pause, and looking inwards, and trusting. You know, sort of. You know, one of the worries always is the financial side. How long do I have to stay here? Okay, who's going to pay my bills? But when you connect into source and everything, it always flutters in. Little surprises, little windfalls, a phone call or a message. Oh, can I book a reading? Can I do this? It just, having been self-employed for 25 years, I don't have financial security. I have financial serenity. And by, the tuning in and being connected in and doing my magic and my spiritual work, I'm still here. At times it's been a rocky ride, and it's like sort of, but it gives me the space, or it gives me the time. Okay. Or I'm earning the money, and I'm fully booked and things like that. So there's always something. It's like when I've always sort of connected with, if work slows down and it's just barely getting me by, there's something that I need to know, there's something that I need to uncover, there's something that I need to change, and I'm given the time and the energy and the space to do that, knowing that sort of unless I do it, things aren't going to change. Okay. But by doing the work, making the changes within me, then that will then springboard me into the next phase. And I have, 25 years of hindsight on this. So I can look back at numerous occasions when this has happened, and that helps to add to your faith and your trust in the unseen worlds, that they are actually working with us, not against us. Okay, they don't want us to suffer, and they don't want us to learn through suffering. So come into gratitude, come into acceptance, going, okay, this is a pause time. What do I need to know? You can just ask, open up with that, and see what comes through. And yeah, once the universe knows you're in communication with it, it starts showing you, and it could be messages, it can be downloads. I go through phases where it's like I can't even walk to the local shop without coming back with day glow stars and feathers and things, little signs along the way that it's like, thank you, I noticed that. That'll go on the altar. That's a little message. So, and it can be the most simple things. So yeah, being in co-creation in your life with Source, divine feminine and divine masculine. And together, they are our divine parents, that show up like our human ones never could, okay, because they're the divine energy. So we tap into them and we work with them and co-create with them. So anyway, so yeah, the message from the spirit is connect to the divine feminine, sit in the void and see and wait for the creation to come through you. Okay, and then we've got the Eight of Wands. This is the end. This is what we're moving into. So things could change really quickly once you start the slowing down and the sitting in silence and the meditating and things like that. It just opens up the void. It just opens up everything. And just the things come flying in, the insights, the new knowings and things. Sometimes you may have to like do your practice for a few weeks. First of all, if you're not used to that type of work, yeah, but once things start coming through, often it will just be once the doors are open or the veil's lifted, is probably more appropriate. Then you know what you're tuned in, and things come through. Okay, and then we're going to the clarifiers, and the first card we've got is the Magician. The magic starts to happen. Okay, the alchemical master. Okay, once we start doing the work, once the veil's lifted and we start doing that connected stuff, we become the magician. Okay, it comes down to us. We co-create within us and we manifest out into the 3D. Okay, with that we've got the Hierophant. So another one of my cards for that, 1 foot in the 5D, 1 foot in the 3D, being the bridge between the spiritual and the physical. Become the master of keys, your own spiritual key that unlocks your spirituality. Okay, and just, yeah, that's all I can say about it really. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. There's no rush in this. You know, I keep talking about pausing and stopping. The Knight of Pentacles, the Aztec hawk warrior, reminds us that there's no rush. You know, sort of, we're not going to miss out on anything by taking our time. Okay, and it's important, if we don't take the time out to do this work, it's only going to come around again at a later point in a different way, and we're going to have to, you know, do the work again. So yeah, heads up here, do the work. This is the full moon for it. What needs purging, what needs releasing? How are you going to bring the spiritual practice into your everyday life? Okay, so then what's going on in the subconscious? Okay, just outside, can't see it. Well, the first card we've got is the King of Swords, the father of the night, and it's now with a little mouse here. But the thing about owls is they're the silent hunters in the darkness. Okay, and I got getting a sense of that sitting in the void. Okay, we're not going anywhere. We sit in the void, in the darkness. We don't even at this point you might not even know the way out. Okay, so we're pausing, we're sitting in the void, and we're tuning in, we're listening to the whispers. Okay, listening to the downloads, the messages coming through. Okay, so that when we hear, when we know, we're ready to move swiftly. Okay, next to that we've got the Hermit, the inner master. Okay, then we've got the alchemical master, and we've got the inner master. Oops. This is the card of going inwards. Finding the wisdom within. Okay, it's also the Virgo card as well. So definitely, you know, this is between now and the new moon in Virgo on the 15th. Okay, all those retrogrades, Mercury retrograde, we're going inwards, connecting to the wisdom. And then we've got the Four of Wands here, the beaming vessel. It's like, we come out in the void, we see the light and we connect to the light, and that's the portal that takes us through. Okay, the Four of Wands, the 1111 portal card. Okay, and when we're in this void, all we can do is trust that, you know, the pinprick of the light will open up, and then we can move towards it. For me, it's gold, and it's the painting I'm doing at the moment is about the void, and the void cracking open, and the gold coming through. And I've seen sort of when the gold is just pouring out of me. So I need to get do some more painting and catch up with my visions. But you know, this is the retrograde. It might not be finished till the end of the year, and then sort of that transformation. So that's the reading. I'm just gonna pull one of these cards and see what we need to know. The Art of the Sacred Wheel. This is for connecting to the divine feminine in the void. So it seems really appropriate for this reading. So let's see, what do we need to know for the full moon in Pisces, happening on 30th and the 31st of August 2023. Messages from Spirit, please, for the collective. What help, advice, support and guidance can Spirit give the collective to help us navigate this full moon energy for our highest and greatest good? What do we need to know? Emergence. Okay, the light of the new something cool, although I can't I have to put my glasses back on, I can't actually see it. Okay, number 23. The light of the new opens. Okay, a message, you know, hold the faith. We sit in the void, at some point that light will open. Okay, and we will emerge into the new. Okay, so let's see, number 23. What have we got? Where are we? 16, balance. So we're in the soul frequency wheel. No, we're not. Right, so in this deck, there's the first 8 cards of the solar wheel, and then the 12 full moon cards, and then there's 3 new moon cards, 21, 22 and 23. Let's have a look, what's 20? Okay, one is new moon. I think one, I'm just trying to remember, is the dark of the moon, and one the black moon or something. I can't remember now. I did read in the book. A lot's happened since then though. So anyway, back to the card. Emergence. The light of the new opens. Lunar vibes reflection. This card calls you to fully embrace a new beginning. We're birthing the new earth, the new age, the new paradigm. Okay, the card gifting. This card reveals to you that the new is calling. There is an energetic opening available to you that is ripe for igniting and transforming consciousness into new forms of self-understanding and experience. This moment is brand new. It has never been here before, and in that there is life and death. Beginnings and endings are always entwined, and as the slate is wiped clean and new cycles evolves, you are called to deeply look at what you want to bring forward and create. So this full moon in Pisces, the 12th sign of the zodiac. Okay, what are you purging and releasing, and what are you taking forward and creating? Take time to sit in reflection. What was I saying? And get clear on what is truly important and meaningful for you. Allow the space to tune into what is tugging on your soul as the direction of the new. You must consciously choose the direction of the new and act on it in alignment with your rising self-knowledge. The new is formless, subtle and hidden, yet revealed as a spark of insight and understanding to your awareness. Do not discount this moment. It is an opportunity to start fresh and new. The lunar wheel reflection. On a new moon, the moon is aligned with the sun and the earth, on opposite sides of the moon. The ritual creativity. Create a ritual to support you in crossing the thresholds of an ending and into a new beginning. Okay, between now and the new moon in Virgo. Reflection moments. What is calling to be reset within you? Okay. Just going to say it again. I love these cards. They just seem to sum up everything that I've talked about for 30 minutes in the main reading. So, emergence. Okay, so that's your full moon in Pisces reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Clicking on the wiggly bell for notifications of when I'm releasing readings, if you want to do that. Always greatly appreciated. If you'd like a personal reading from me, then please email me at the email address below this video in the descriptions box. Have a wonderful day, and until tomorrow, thank you for watching.